Hello, everyone. This is Grace. It is July the 12th, 2025, and we are continuing our study on the word Niger in the Bible. So, Niger, of course, doing what I do, I'm going to look for a root word of some sort. Let's go ahead and take a look at the word in the dictionary. When I tell you I looked so hard through so many etymology dictionaries for some kind of clue as to what this word meant. And they've taken the N word out of most dictionaries. The only way I was able to find the definition for the N word was I had to go and download a couple of racist books, and I was able to find the definition of the N word in one of those. But that was like early on in my first study, so I don't even remember it anymore. But it wasn't relevant to my study, so I didn't keep it. I didn't need it. So the Niger, pronounced Niger, they say it means black. That's not what it means. Surname of the prophet Simeon, and that's not true either. This is all just a ruse. You can notice here that they have in here a Christian, and this is normally a very good hint as to what the word means. I've come across once, maybe twice, where I believe that this was the the meaning of the word here. But anyway, Niger does not mean black, but it could mean black because we, being Judea, of course, would fit the description, but it just doesn't mean black. Anyway, I read so many words. There was no word similar to it. I can't exactly remember the steps that I went through, but the root word for Niger is nigh. It means to come nigh. What they did was they left the word in the original language of Latin. One of the love language, any of the love languages would do. Latin, French, Spanish, all of these are rooted in the Latin language. They left it in its original language here. However, it's used in other places in the Bible where it's been translated. They did a very good job of hiding it. But of course, the N word being so popular, I was just determined to figure out what it was. Thank you to the racist again. They helped us with the king thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody by saying that. But they helped us with that, and they're helping us with this. Anyway, so the root of the word is Niger, or is nigh. So, and then ER means to. It changes it to a verb. So let's take a look at some of the terms that I found for nigh in some of the dictionaries. I also have to apologize because one of these, I just copied these yesterday. I waited till the last minute. But in one of these, I forgot to type the cover page of the etymology dictionary. I was going to delete it, but I don't remember which one it was, so I can't delete it. So you have one in here without a reference, but all of these came from etymology dictionaries. You should be able to find them. And I didn't mark them either, so we have to read through them together. Nigh, near. We all know what nigh means, so let's just move on. If I can't find why I put it in here quickly, then I'm just going to move on. So that one came from the etymology dictionary there. The next one would have come from this one. Oh, the reason why I put this in here was because of the ending. Niggard, we didn't really need the definition so much. I think there was something in the definition that I wanted to see, but I'm not prepared to find it, even though I did this yesterday. I've done a lot since yesterday. I'm not trying to do, or the day before yesterday. We'll look up I put this in here to remind myself. We're going to look up the ending to these words. Maybe we might not get to it in this video. Nigh, near, not far off, close. One of these had, now let's just move on. Oh, this was just the end of the previous one. It was on 2 pages. Having the qualities of niggard, miserly, not distant, not remote in time. Negus, I think that means king now. It doesn't mean this. They may have changed that as well. So it's kind of like the word high. You have high, then you have height, then you have higher. The word nigh kind of stems from I wish I could remember the steps I went through to get to nigh. I don't remember, but I did so much reading that it's just out of my mind right now. I know I tried tiger, I tried so many different things, I looked up so many different words, and then I just realized that it just had to be nigh. Nigh is a conjugated, it's just N-I-G in we'll see that in a moment. Let me see if I can find it here. I did highlight that because I went back and highlighted it. And to nigh. So you have N-E-I-G-H like height, and then you have nigh, N-I-G-H. It's a word that kind of changes. And then you have nicker here with the E-R on it. But this means to laugh, so they just changed it to nicker. Well, to neigh, to laugh, coarsely. Here's where I highlighted the G, and I just saw that. So this did not help me discover that the word was N-I-G-H. I kind of put that together after seeing so many different things. But I saw this yesterday. So near, and then, but I didn't have time to investigate what this W meant. So nig, straight, narrow. And then to approach, come near. So near means close or to approach. Neighbor was one of the words that I saw that kind of made me understand as well. See how it's spelled differently. You see so many different spellings and so many different things, and it's all nigh or nay. It just depends on how you pronounce it. So anyway, here they have nigh, but it says it's not used, but then they give it the they give the name of an author that used it. Of course, they probably changed it long ago, so I didn't even try to research it. And then nig again for nig under nigh. Okay, so let's look at our scriptures. That's enough of that. Let's look at our scriptures because I don't really remember. I was just going through, because when I first started researching the word, I had to use the dictionary, trying to find words, trying to find that root word, because I don't think there was nothing here to help me. So I felt like you should see that as well. Sorry if it wasn't any help, but it did help me. So maybe it'll help you as well. So let's go on and look at our scriptures. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron, to his sons. Oh, I didn't tell you the real definition of it. So nigh being the root word, it means to go nigh to God. It kind of means you're closer to God, like nigher to God is what it's saying. So what Niger is, it's talking about the heirs of Aaron, the priests, who serve at the temple of God, nigher to God. That's why they were given that nickname, Nigers. That was called Niger. Heirs of Aaron, priests. Okay, so now let's go back. Hold on. Okay. I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, and to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of... Oh, there's something very wrong with this sentence. When the children of Israel come nigh into the sanctuary. I'm not going to worry about it now, but there's a whole lot of children of Israel's in there. I probably just read it wrong. Draw nigh to God. There were two words for nigh. This one in the old, this is the one in the New Testament. This is the second, this is one of them. To bring near, to join one thing to another, to draw or come near to approach. And then there's also in the Old Testament, let's go back for a moment. When they come nigh, 5066. There's more words than this, but these are the ones that I found to be most appropriate in our study. You can find other things under approach. To draw near, to approach, to draw or come near. And this is nagash. I thought that was kind of close to the N word as well, but that may have just been me. So then we have the New Testament. Okay, well that's not close at all. But anyway, let's move on. Wherefore remember that ye, being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope, and without God in the world. But now in Christ Jesus, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Christ. Is it the same one? No, it's a different one. Okay, so let's look at this one. Near, of a place and position near. These were the two that I found that to be the most useful in our study. But now in Christ Jesus, ye who were sometimes far off are made nigh by the blood of Christ, because we are all priests and kings under God. It might be appropriate to do Melchizedek next. I was actually thinking about it. I don't know. Maybe. That's why, because he's called the King of Priests, King of Peace. And then let's read through this just in case I do decide to do Melchizedek. For he is our peace, who has made both one. He's King of Peace, and then, of course, because he's first, and then Jesus is the Prince of Peace. For he is our peace, who has made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinance, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace, and that he might reconcile both unto God in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you which were afar off, and to them that were nigh. And the nigh, of course, here is Israel. It's not just the priest. For the law For the law made nothing perfect, but the bringing in of a better hope did, by the which we draw nigh, speaking of Jesus, unto God. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near. We've already looked this one up. This is another word for nigh. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near. And what you'll find in the Old Testament is, I think both of the words that I found for nigh mean to come. It means to come. To approach, as opposed to near, which you are already there. There may be a word for that, and there certainly was a lot of different words in the New Testament, but I can't remember in the Old Testament for certain. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God has chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord, and by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And you see over and over again, the person that comes nigh to the Lord, to God, it's going to tell the people to come nigh to the temple. But the people that are in the temple that are considered nigh to God are the priests and the Levites. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draweth nigh unto the grave. This was the second one. I think he had a different example in there of this, but just in case. Let's look it up. Again, naga, to touch, reach, strike. This is just a second example of the nigh. Okay, that's my examples of nigh. It means it's speaking of priests of the temple in Jerusalem. So you know the location is exactly the location of where Barnabas and Simon were brought up. Just as Lucius was brought up in Cyrene, and Herod and Saul were Romans. Anyway, we have another video coming up. That's the end of this one. In the next one, we're going to take a look at. See, I had mentioned before that Niger was left in its original Latin as the original Latin word. I also mentioned that we were going to talk about Jesus being from Nazareth. Jesus was not from Nazareth. Nazareth is Niger in Greek. It's just, no one cares where Jesus is from. No one cared. Paul cared. Nobody else really cared. Jesus was a common name back then. They wouldn't want to know who his father was. There's probably 30 Jesuses in the city that he was brought up in. So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the other uses of the word Niger in the Bible that have been hidden from us. All right, so I'll close out there, and I will talk with you in the next video.